community, family, faith. Welcome to the Reclaimed American Podcast. Hey everybody, welcome back for another episode. This is episode 25, and I've got a good one for you today. We've got a gentleman from a group. I'm leaving it vague at the moment, but we've got a gentleman from a group that's doing some pretty cool things, especially here in the Houston area. But they do have a nationwide reach. But before we get into that, it is time for BBT Chronicles Update. So my wife and I were talking about this the other day, and once you've done something for a long time, unless you're physically writing it down, it starts kind of becoming hard to remember where the hell you're at. And I know August is officially the 5-month mark, but we're trying to remember the weeks. And somehow over the last couple of weeks, we actually kind of lost track of the weeks. And, on one side that I'm like, damn, we're shitty parents. We already forgot how many weeks old our baby is. But I'm wanting to say that it is 18 weeks. Because I just have the calendar in front of me. So next week, on the 19th, that's when we have our next appointment. And that should be our official 5-month mark. So if you figure 5 months is about 20 weeks... Oh, that doesn't work though, does it? Because 26 weeks is 6 months. Ah, shit. We lost some tracks. We lost track somewhere along the way. There's just been so much going on lately that it's been kind of hard to keep track. But anyways, so for the Baby T Chronicles update, Mama's doing fine. As far as we know, baby's doing fine. No trips to the ER. That's an awesome thing. The food cravings. Oh my God. The food cravings. Guys, if you've been there and your wife, your woman, your girl, whoever has been going through this, oh my God, I feel for you because I'm in it right now. Tonight we cooked salmon and it smelled great. I thought it tasted pretty good, but it wasn't quite, and this is my wife's concoction. It wasn't quite the flavor that she wanted. She was fine with the rice, fine with the veggies, but the salmon, she was craving crab legs. But she's like, all right, salmon. I've been wanting salmon for weeks. So we finally went to Costco the other day. We got some salmon. We cooked it up tonight. Not what she wanted. What do you do? I know what I did. I ended up making her a grilled cheese sandwich with Swiss cheese, with that Mexican blend cheese, where it's like 3 different cheeses that are super finely shredded. Put some onions on it. Put some ham. Technically, it's called European bacon. Shit's good. If you ever find it in the grocery store, get some. But anyway, so officially it's called European bacon. And a little sour cream. And I made her grilled cheese like that. And of course, it kind of smelled good once I got done with it. And so I gave her that. I cut it for her. And then I went back to the kitchen. I made myself one. And oh my God, let me tell you, that was good. That European bacon, I don't know what they do to it. It's super meaty, not that much fat on it, but it's bacon. It's just a different cut. And but they basically cure it the same way. And oh my God, that was good. But anyways, getting off topic there. But yes, the food cravings. She's just been going nuts lately with, oh, I want this. And then she eats it. And then she's like, oh, damn, that's just not what I wanted. It's like I'm like beating my head against a wall. It's actually kind of funny for me. Frustrating as hell for her. But yeah, so food cravings. Damn. Anyways, let's see. So that's it for the Baby T Chronicle update. Everything's going fine. I think we have, I think I mentioned this a couple weeks ago, but we're leaning towards the name Daphne. We've been calling her that for a while now. We still don't have a middle name. God, middle names are harder than you'd think, We tried looking at, all right, well, what about some family names, like, from our grandmothers or something like that? And we're just not feeling it, And so we're still on the hunt for a middle name. But that's what we got so far, Baby Daphne. And anyways, so one of the things that I'm doing going forward, actually I'm just doing it in general too, but because I'm in the Houston area, not only will I try to get some nonprofits and other people that are just all over the country, but I'm going to also strive, if you will, to bring some focus to the local area. And today is a prime example of that. I got a group, I got a gentleman, let me start that way, named Philip Wendt. And in case you're wondering, that's spelled Wendt. But Philip is chapter president of BBQ For Merica. Not BBQ For America, but BBQ For Merica. And they've got a local chapter here in Houston. And so far they've done some pretty cool things. They hold events, they raise money, and then they give it to different charities. And this weekend, which will be August 10th, make sure I got all this right. I'm on calendar, get back in front of me. Yes, so August 10th, they're holding a benefit for a police officer that got injured in the line of duty. And before he got injured, money was good. He was very physically active with the force, and he was doing lots of extra things, I guess. And so he's bringing pretty good money. Well, since he got injured, he basically went from being on top of the world to making minimum wage in essence. And that's been pretty tough for him. He's got a family, he's got a wife, 2 daughters, and so they're holding this benefit for him. And that's going to be this weekend. Well, I got a chance to talk with Philip and had him kind of explain what they do, had him talk a little bit about this event and future events that they've got coming up. So that's what I'm bringing for you today. I hope you enjoy it. And again, especially if you're here in the Houston area, I've got a few more people in mind that I want to contact and connect with and get them on the show. But if you're in the Houston area and you know of someone that's doing some cool things, especially for the veteran and first responder communities, reach out to me. Let me know. If you can set up drawing a blank. If you can set up a meeting with that person for me, even if it's just, shoot an email, an introduction. That's what I was looking for. If you can introduce me to this individual or group, then I would greatly appreciate it. And so that's it. Trying to bring a spotlight to the Houston area and all the different nonprofits and other groups that are doing good things in this community. And of course, communities outside of Houston. If I can get more of a national reach with some of my guests, then by all means, I'm definitely going that route as well. But today, it's all about Houston. Woo, go Houston. But anyways, I hope you enjoy. And here we go with Philip Wendt from BBQ For Merica. All right, so we've got Philip. Your last name's pronounced Wendt?
Wendt. Yes, sir.
Wendt. Okay. And you're with BBQ For Merica. And before we get into that, if you would, just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm just a civilian. I had a bunch of buddies. I graduated class of 03, and so we were in sophomore year when 9/11 hit. So a bunch of my buddies from high school, went over to the sandbox, and some of them didn't come back, some of them did, and they were a little messed up, that kind of thing. So throughout, my 20s, I just kind of lived my life while they were over there doing their thing, and now I'm just a personal trainer that felt like I should give back to veterans and first responders. So that's kind of where we're at now.
All right, cool. And how did you get in with BBQ For Merica?
Well, so it all started with, so I was a cook for like 12 years, and we were throwing crawfish boils just for the fun of it. 'Cause it's my favorite thing in the world. And one year we threw a crawfish boil for fun, and we ended up making money, and like I felt bad, like we should send the money somewhere, and we didn't know at the beginning, orphans or cancer or, homeless dogs or whatever. So there's something good we should send the money to, but I felt led that I should send it to veterans. So the next year, we started Crawdads for Merica 1. That was 4 or 5 years ago, and we had that for 3 or 4 years. And then I met Stephanie Gavin and Joseph Gavin. They're both Army veterans. They've both been blown up through multiple surgeries, and they said that they would help. So BBQ For Merica. So we just added a second event, and that's where now we're up to BBQ For Merica 2, which is coming up November 2nd, and that's kind of where we're at right now.
Okay. So how long's the whole BBQ for Merica thing been going? You said a couple years?
Well, oh man, Crawdads for Merica 1 was, I guess, 4 years ago. But back then we were just sending money to random, small businesses or nonprofits more likely, that help veterans. And then the second year we met Zach Brown, who is our CEO of Casualties of War, and he came down. We got to meet him and hang out with him and get to know what he's about. And so after year 2, we've just been working with Casualties of War specifically, and now I'm the president of Casualties of War Houston chapter anyway.
All right. Now, just because I have to ask this question, you said Zach Brown. This isn't like the band Zach Brown, right?
No, dude, no. This, yeah, dude, he gets asked that all the time. He is bald, he does have a beard, but he's covered in tattoos, and he's an Army veteran. He's a little bit older than I am. I'm 35. So he served several tours in Iraq and Afghanistan. I can't speak to exactly what he served in because it didn't really matter to me. I know he served, so that's our CEO.
All right. And so who does your group serve?
Veterans and first responders. Like it all started off like I don't care who it goes to. If you're a veteran or a first responder and you need some help, like we'll send it to you. You could be in New York, Michigan, whatever. But now it's turned into, since I'm the president of the Houston chapter, 70% of everything that we raise stays here in Houston, and 30% goes to the national chapter, which goes, all over the place. And it's specifically for veterans, Navy, Marines, whatever. It doesn't matter. And police officers, firefighters, and EMT. If they need something, we can help them out. Okay,
cool. So you had mentioned that y'all are part of Casualties of War, or just like a sub-chapter?
Yeah, so we started off just throwing a party, and just like whatever money that we made from said party, we would just give to the national chapter of Casualties of War. But Zach appointed me president of the Houston chapter, so now all the events that we throw in Houston, which we have I think we have for a year, 3 a year, give or take, that are like big. All 70% of that stays in Houston, so we can help the Houston veterans, first responders, so on and so forth. And the 30% goes back to Zach, and he can send that. He's in Mariota, Oklahoma, but that money goes everywhere.
All right, cool. Now, as I was going through Casualties of War, I came across this Operation Anvil. Can you talk about that a little bit?
That part broke up. Go ahead.
Oh, Operation Anvil?
Operation Anvil. That part, dude, I'm not part of that. He hasn't told me anything about Operation Anvil of what, like, I can't speak on that at all. I don't know what that is.
All right. Well, in that case, let's go into Officer Jones. How did y'all get linked up with him, with what happened to him, and to where you're at now, holding this benefit for him on Saturday?
Yeah. So I'm a personal trainer at 24 Hour Fitness. And a friend of mine used to be a trainer with me for many years, and he left being a trainer to go be a police officer. So he reached out to me when I was on vacation and said that he's been a cop for a couple of years now. He said that his mentor, which is CJ, was injured on the job, and he just reached out to us to see if we could do something about it. And I was like, yeah, man, we'll throw a party. we'll see if we can. We'll do whatever we can to raise him some money, because just for him specifically, because everything else has been raised for the majority, like anybody, whatever. This one is this August 10th is specifically for CJ.
Okay. And
so what happened?
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
I'm going to tell you the story of what happened to CJ.
Yeah.
So he was in pursuit. Him and his partner were in pursuit of a wanted felon from the U.S. Marshals, and they were in like a car chase, and they either crashed or something, and the felon got out of the car and took off on foot. So CJ and his partner got out to chase him, and when CJ got out to take off, he busted his Achilles.
Oh.
And the Achilles tendon, it ruptured, he's screwed. So that takes forever to heal. And he's one of your more athletic officers, so they can kind of do more athletic type things, so they can get paid a little bit more. He's still getting his base pay, but according to what I've heard from police officers, that the base pay isn't even close to what they were regularly making.
Oh man.
Yeah, dude. So my buddy Ruben reached out to me and was like, because CJ didn't even know about it, or he didn't know, but he knows about it now. So CJ, because he's prideful, he ain't gonna ask for nothing. So Ruben asked if we could, figure something out, because CJ's got 2 little girls and a wife he's got to take care of, and they're about to take a big old hit. So we're just trying to take care of our local police officers.
Right on. So how long ago did he get injured?
Let's see. Ruben called me the beginning of June, and I think CJ had been hurt a couple of weeks at that point, so it was probably late May.
Wow. So he's still got a long way to go on the recovery.
Yeah, dude. Like the police officer, they cover his surgery, and they'll still give him his base pay, but it's basically like going from $25 an hour down to $10 an hour. Like it's just really they're taking a big old hit. Damn.
So where's this being held at?
So this one's being held at my parents' property. It's in Magnolia. It's at 6810 Brown Bar Drive, Magnolia, Texas 77354, I believe. It's on the Facebook page.
Okay.
But there's like 3.5 acres out there on my parents' property, right? There's we use one flat area for parking. One of them's got the house on it. One of them's got a pond if folks want to go fishing while they're out there. The other one's got like my dad's shop, which is where all the live music. We're gonna have bounce houses, and my barbecue cook team's gonna be out there serving barbecue and all that kind of stuff.
Awesome. So for the people that want to go out there, what's the best way to? I see on the site you have to purchase tickets for it.
We would like you to beforehand, because that's my event coordinator, because she's like. That's Stephanie, man. She's legit. She actually works for the Houston Astros, and she just does it on the side for free just because she wants to get back. So she just wants to know exactly how many people are going to be there if she can, so we can figure out how much money to spend on food. So we're not trying to spend a bunch of money out of our account on wasted stuff, because everything that doesn't go to CJ will end up spending back towards veterans or something like that somewhere else.
Right. So how much are the tickets?
The tickets?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it's $20 all you can eat. It's $20 is the minimum. Like if you want to donate more, by all means. But you show up, you pay $20, you get a wristband. We'll feed the living crap out of you. And it's BYOB, so you can show up with water, Coca-Cola, ice cold, Miller Lite, whatever you want to do.
Okay, cool. Well, I will definitely link this up in the show notes, and when I post about it online, I'll put all the info I can out there for that. So basically, it's going to be August 10th from what time?
So we're having I believe I'm going to have the national anthem sang at noon, and then the live music, we're going to have 6 live bands, musicians. It's just like local artists that are like the country music artists. They'll be playing from 12:15, 12:10 up until about 6 o'clock. But then we'll still be running the radio, and people can hang out even after that. So it's from noon to 9, 10, something like that. Depends on how it goes.
All right, awesome. So outside of the event for Officer Jones, what other things do y'all have coming up, going on?
Let's see. Let me go in order. So September 11th, the big day.
Mm-hmm.
I work at 24 Hour Fitness, so we're having something called the Patriot Games, where anybody and everybody can show up to my specific location in the Woodlands, and there's an obstacle course type thing they can sign up for.
Mm-hmm.
And they go through it. It's $20 to enter. You go through it. All of that money is going straight back to casualties of war. And like first place wins like a tank top or a T-shirt and like a medal or something like that. And we'll be selling T-shirts and stuff like that. And Jason's Deli, I believe, that day. If you go to the Jason's Deli across from where my gym is and tell them that you're there for us, they're going to donate part of whatever you buy towards back to us. And then that's the Patriot Games. November 2nd is the big one. That's BBQ For Merica 2. That's our barbecue cook-off where we'll have 30, 40 teams, something like that, cooking off in a barbecue cook-off with live music all day, and it's open to the public. That's at Southern Star Brewery in Conroe. Mm-hmm. There's going to be food trucks out there just in case you don't like barbecue. We'll have kid activities, all kind of crazy stuff.
All right, awesome.
Yeah. Then the weekend after that, there's a Discovery Channel show called Forged in Fire, I believe, or Forged. I think it's called Forged in Fire.
Yeah. Where
they make like custom knives and stuff like that. Have you heard of that?
Yes, I actually love that show.
Yeah, dude. So they just like you randomly reached out to us, mm-hmm. They randomly reached out to us as well, and they said we're having an event at Southern Star the following weekend.
No way.
And we want to give our money. We want to give a donation back to casualties of war. All y'all have to do is show up and volunteer. So me and a squad of my volunteers are going to go back out to the next weekend and be a part of that big ass knife show. That's I forgot the weekend, but it's the weekend right after November 2nd in November.
All right, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking crazy.
So if people wanted to reach out to y'all and help out or donate, what's the best way to do that?
They can hit us up on Facebook at BBQ For Merica or Casualties of War, and Zach can get y'all to us, or Casualties of War, the Woodlands. Or they can honestly, if it's not that big a deal, they can just reach out to me. Like, I'm the president. They can just have my phone number. I've got no problem with that.
Okay. And what social media links do y'all have out there? Basically, I know you just kind of threw out Facebook, but do you have Instagram and all the others?
Well, we Facebook has been our biggest one because we're old. We do have an Instagram. We just haven't been that active on it yet. You know what I mean? So as of right now, it's pretty much just Facebook.
Okay. And here at the end, as we're wrapping up, do you have any final words? Just anything you want to mention, shout-outs, or whatever?
Well, I mean, huge shout-out to Stephanie and Joseph Gavin, because they've been, like, my event, because it was me for the first 3 years, and we had, like, 400 people tops. I brought them in, it went up to 3,000. So they've been amazing at bringing people in. And the biggest part is just know that we're literally just a squad of volunteers. Like, none of us make any money off of this whatsoever. We all just put in our own. I'll put in $100, $200 of my own money, and so my VP and my coordinator, like, everybody puts in their own money just so we can give back to those who have already given back to us. So, like, we're not one of those big, giant corporations that some of us take, a giant portion of it or a small portion of it. We're literally volunteers like the rest of everybody else that shows up.
All right, that's awesome, man. All right, well, that's about all I got for you, man. I do appreciate you coming on, and I will definitely help spread the word. So there we go. There's our interview with Philip Wendt from BBQ For Merica. And if you're going to be anywhere even remotely close to Conroe this weekend, tomorrow, by all means, man, go check out the event. You can look for the post on Reclaimed American, and I'll have all their information linked up there. You can also just go into Facebook, type BBQ For Merica, find their page, and go down to the benefit for law enforcement officer. That's how they've got it phrased. And go check it out. Go support a good cause. Help a Leo, and let's help him to keep his family going strong. And while you're at it, don't forget to check out the other events that they've got coming up and support them that way as well. But like I said, for this weekend, go ahead, jump on Facebook, look them up, and go ahead and purchase some tickets. Go have some awesome barbecue. I mean, hell, $20 all you can eat, you know. Take that, you Brazilian steakhouses. But go out there, hang out with some great people, listen to some music, and just have a good time. But that's it for us. That's it for today. Don't forget, you can find this show on a number of podcast platforms. So if you're not looking, or if you're on one that I am not on, by all means, shoot me a message. I'll fix it. But if you're hearing this through somebody else, you're listening to it on the web, and you want to have a better place to go listen to it, I mean, just throw a rock at a podcast player and type in my name. Surely you'll find the show out there somewhere. Now, I did recently find an interesting app called Podcoin. And the way it looks is that they pay you, in a sense, to listen to podcasts. Well, of course, my show is on there. And yeah, if you listen to the show, you start accruing points for the amount of time that you listen. And once you get a certain amount of points, you can redeem that for like gift cards for Amazon and I think for other places. I haven't dove that far into it, but hey, if you're already listening to a podcast and you want to get paid to listen to podcasts, check it out, Podcoin. And in case you're wondering, no, that was not an official commercial for them. It's just something neat that I found recently. And hey, like I said, maybe you'll find it interesting too. But that's going to do it for me. And don't forget to like us, share us, tell your friends about us, tell your family about us. And, you know, especially if this message helps you out in any way or helps possibly someone that you know. So share us, help get the message out. And I'll see y'all next time. I'm out. Thank you for listening to the Reclaimed American podcast. If you're ready to do more and be more, start by leaving us a rating and review on iTunes or Google Play. Then join our community on Facebook and Instagram at Reclaimed American, and join us over on our website at reclaimedamerican.us.